The Duel at High Noon, written by Reuben White in the blistering heat of New Texas, where the sun seared the land like a branding iron on hide, redemption stood as a testament to the lawless heart of the Wild West. Dusty streets, once trodden by cowboys and outlaws alike, whispered tales of blood and bullets, of sins washed clean in the crimson glow of the setting sun. At the heart of this desolate town lurked a shadow, a figure as enigmatic as the desert night. Silas "Ghost" Reynolds, they called him, a gunslinger whose legend loomed large over redemption like a storm cloud on the horizon. His past was a murky abyss, his name whispered in fear by those who dared cross his path. But even in the darkest corners of the West, justice had its avengers. Jonah Black rode into redemption on a tide of vengeance, a bounty hunter with a hunger for retribution burning in his veins. Tall and lean, with eyes as cold as steel, he was a man of few words and even fewer scruples. The news of Jonah's arrival spread like wildfire through redemption, igniting a powder keg of fear and anticipation. The townsfolk, once beholden to Silas as their guardian angel, now trembled at the thought of his reckoning. For Jonah Black was a force of nature, a relentless hunter whose gaze pierced the veil of shadows. Silas, sensing the impending storm, retreated into the depths of redemption, his movements as silent as the whispers of the wind. He knew that the hour of reckoning drew near, that his fate was sealed in the barrel of Jonah's gun. Days turned to weeks, and redemption became a ghost town haunted by the specter of impending doom. The saloon, once alive with raucous laughter and drunken revelry, now lay silent as the grave, its patrons consumed by the gravity of the coming storm. And then, on a scorching summer day, the air thick with the scent of gunpowder and fear, the showdown came to pass. Silas and Jonah stood face to face in the dusty street, their eyes locked in a deadly dance of fate. The townsfolk held their breath, their hearts pounding in their chests like war drums in the night. With lightning speed, they drew their weapons, the sound of steel ringing out like a death knell in the noonday sun. Bullets flew like swarms of angry hornets, tearing through the air with lethal precision. In the chaos of the duel, time seemed to stand still, as if the very heavens held their breath in anticipation. And then, in an instant, it was over. Silas Reynolds, the ghost of redemption, lay broken and lifeless in the dirt, his legend shattered like glass against the cold, hard truth of justice. Jonah Black stood victorious, a solitary figure bathed in the blood-red glow of the setting sun. As the echoes of the duel faded into the desert night, redemption breathed a sigh of relief, a town reborn from the ashes of its own destruction. But beneath the facade of newfound peace, the shadows of the past lingered, a reminder that in the unforgiving land of New Texas, the line between good and evil was as thin as a razor's edge. And so, as the stars winked down from the heavens above, casting their light upon the dusty streets of redemption, the legacy of Silas Reynolds lived on, a cautionary tale of the price paid for a life lived in the shadows of redemption. In the aftermath of the fateful duel, redemption found itself at a crossroads. With Silas Reynolds lying cold in the dust, the townsfolk faced an uncertain future, their once feared protector now nothing more than a memory etched in the annals of the Wild West. For Jonah Black, the victory was bittersweet. Though he had achieved his goal of bringing justice to redemption, the toll of his pursuit weighed heavy on his soul. He had seen too much blood spilled, too many lives lost in the name of vengeance. And as he rode out of town, his thoughts lingered on the cost of his salvation. But even as redemption mourned its fallen hero, whispers of a new threat echoed through the streets like the howl of a lone coyote on the wind. A gang of outlaws, emboldened by the absence of Silas, rode into town with guns blazing, their eyes hungry for power and blood. Without their protector to shield them from harm, the people of redemption found themselves facing a new kind of terror. Lawlessness spread like wildfire through the streets, leaving destruction and despair in its wake. In the face of this new threat, Jonah Black found himself drawn back to redemption, his sense of duty outweighing his desire for peace. With a steely resolve, he vowed to stand against the tide of chaos, to be the beacon of hope that redemption so desperately needed. Gathering what few allies remained, Jonah set out to confront the outlaws head-on, his heart heavy with the weight of responsibility. But as he rode into battle, he knew that the fight ahead would be like nothing he had ever faced before. The showdown that followed was fierce and unforgiving, a clash of wills and weapons that shook redemption to its core. Bullets flew and bodies fell, but through it all, Jonah stood firm, his determination unyielding in the face of overwhelming odds. In the end, it was not just the outlaws who fell that day, but the spirit of lawlessness itself. With their leader defeated and their ranks decimated, the gang fled into the desert, leaving redemption to rebuild from the ashes of its destruction once more. As the dust settled and the sun dipped below the horizon, redemption stood as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Though the scars of battle would never fully heal, the people of redemption knew that they had faced their demons and emerged victorious. And as Jonah Black rode out of town once more, his work done and his conscience clear, he knew that the legacy of Silas Reynolds would live on in the hearts of those he had sworn to protect. For in the end, it was not the darkness that defined them, but the courage to stand against it, no matter the cost. If you are enjoying adventures in the Old West channel, hit the subscribe button for future posts.